two big signings, including Nick Chubb on the move.
Nick Chubb is on his way, guys, to the Houston Texans. Now, if anybody can come back and will himself to be healthy and be a great back again, it's this guy. This guy has been torn to shreds. His legs have been rebuilt. If I'm betting on anybody, I would bet on Nick Chubb, and I think he makes the Texans better.
Let me ask you, is Joe Mixon there still?
He is.
I think, he's still there.
And that's why I love
That's a good tandem.
That's why I love this.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb in the backfield in Houston.
That's a great tandem.
That's the division champs right there.
Imagine
I wouldn't
that
bet
5
against
years
it.
ago.
I wouldn't bet against it.
You look at this move, and as effective as Mixon was last year, he's no spring chicken. And the fact that you can take a lot of those, short yardage carries off of his plate, you're going to give him some more longevity. You really get a thunder and lightning tandem there with one of the best young quarterbacks who has a whole bevy of wide receivers, including rookie Jaden Higgins now. Love that move for them.
There's so much talk about the Indianapolis Colts and the Jaguars and who else is in that division? I don't even remember.
Colts, Jags,
Houston,
Texans, and I'm missing one. Titans? Oh, my God. Titans. That's where my kid's going. She's almost there. Yeah. She's almost in Tennessee as we speak.
I love it. But I mean, Houston is the class of that division. They just got a lot better.
They are.
Yeah, it's a big year for C.J. Stroud too.
Yeah, he had so many injuries to his receiving room last year. Mixon was really about the only steady source of offense that they had there. Obviously, Nico Collins came back healthy and played really well. He's got so many weapons now going into year 3. Definitely probably the favorite for the division.
Tank Dell, man, out, which is that's a killer.
Jaden Higgins is possibly the best wide receiver in this class. Really wanted to see him go to the Lions out of Iowa State, but this is a kid that could be a frontline receiver in the NFL for many years to come.
All right, Tom Mazurway, big move today for the Packers.
Can I make one comment, guys, real quick?
Okay.
Just real quick, because I was checking our Caesar Sportsbook app.
Okay.
As you guys know, I do, like a few bets every now and then, and I was already did a futures bet for the Houston Texans to win the division before the trade. They were at plus 300 before getting Nick Chubb. They are now, according to the Caesar Sportsbook app, at minus 105.
Wow, that's a good bet.
He should not make that much difference. I'm sorry.
It's that difference. So.
You know who the long shot is? The Titans at plus 800.
Ooh, not long enough.
Not long enough.
Yeah, but
Cam
they got
Ward,
a Mazaway on their team now.
That's right. Lily's there. Those odds are going to drop by the time she gets there. By the time she gets there. Now, look, there's a great cornerback available, and his name's Jaire Alexander.
Get him.
The Packers could not sign him, restructure his deal. He is out there. He's available. Someone's going to sign him. And the Lions brought in a whole bunch of corners and safeties this past offseason.
Can I ask a dumb question?
You got room for one more? They I don't know. They got the money.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Go ahead.
How can't Green Bay have traded him?
Because I guess the rest of the league knows that they couldn't pay him. Why trade for him when you could get him for free?
Sure, they've been trying.
Well, you trade for him so that no other team gets him. You're competing with 31 other teams in that case as a free agent.
Sam Flattle's in the audience. He can put something in the chat for me.
So do you think that this is a situation where we've watched in the past where a guy can't get it done with his team, so he goes to a rival just to stick it to him? Because we talked last week about the money that opened up from Frank Ragnow.
Bears. Look out for the Bears.
What's that?
Look out for the Bears.
Stop. So you've got to sign him, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Not as much as I'd like to see him come here. I
Vikings.
know as good as we are in the secondary and as deep as we've become, getting a guy like this on a one-year deal with the new money that's opened up off of Ragnow, you give him an opportunity to go out there and show what he's got in a contract year for a rival and a Super Bowl contender. I know it seems like our secondary is already set, but when you add a star like Jaire to a Lions defense that I already love and I already think is the best Lions defense we've ever had, that's a juggernaut defense if you put Jaire Alexander on this team.
I don't think look, you can never have enough great cornerbacks, but if there's one position the Lions feel pretty deep at, isn't it the cornerback position?
Yep. No doubt about it, man. We got a new guy we just signed. His name is Ennis Rakestraw. Do you even know what he looks like? We're going to find out this year. our second-round pick from last year. We're going to finally get some actions out of Ennis.
But again, DJ Reed, Amik Robertson, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw. Is Emmanuel Mosley still on this team?
He's not.
Jeez, but there's 4 or 5 guys right there that are going to contribute to this team this year in a big way.
Now, the reason I brought up the Lions' name is they have the second most salary cap available. Spot Track put that out. They are number 2 on the list behind the Patriots, who have $60 million. Lions have 48, the Niners 47, the Packers and the Cardinals. The Packers had money, but they didn't spend it on Alexander. Now, he's kind of an outspoken type of guy. I don't know if he's a Lion type guy.
Hey, CD Deuce was.
I know. We had him for 1 year, and if CD Deuce was here and he was healthy that year, they might have won that damn Super Bowl.
Let me ask you a question. If this guy was on, if Jaire was on the market at the same time that they signed DJ Reed, would we have gone after him with a better size over DJ?
Yeah, perhaps. But like I said, he might not have the Lions' personality of the Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. You know what they kind of like. And I like Jaire Alexander. I mean, you hear about him all the time. He's top 10 cornerback in the league. Top 10.
No doubt.
He's going to make somebody happy. Now,
I'll tell you who he's going to make happy.
he's going to make some division rival happy, probably.
Or the Eagles.
Or the Eagles.
Oh, man.
I heard they're
terrifying.
hot on Hendrickson, of course. They're hot on Trey Hendrickson. Howie
As long
Roseman's
as they don't have to trade for this guy, you know I'm all in.
Howie Roseman will give up a 4th and like a 7th and get Hendrickson.
Oh, my God.
You watch.
It's pretty incredible stuff, though, and it just goes to show you, what a good situation the Lions have, too. And, you have very few people, very few players like Alex Anzalone, and I hate the fact that this thing is dragging out even longer, and it will probably go right up to camp, right? I mean, they're not going to sign Anzalone before camp because they don't – number one, they don't have to.
Yep.
They don't have to sign him before camp. And if they do have the second most salary cap space in the NFL, like Maz just read, you know what? They're going to wait for the next cap casualty, or maybe it is Trey Hendrickson, or maybe somebody that they need along the defensive front. Maybe it's an offensive lineman. Somebody somewhere gets cut or released, in the NFL at a position of need for the Lions. That's what they're waiting for.
And Jaire is just the tip of the iceberg. Like you said, there's going to be more of these guys.
Of course.
This might be the highest profile player that we see just outright cut by a team. But to your point, we are very deep in the secondary. We're deep at corner. This guy would come in as the big dog. He'd immediately be CB number 1. But at the same point, you got to be patient. They do have a lot of money, and I do expect them to use it on a high-profile guy who will only be here for 1 year. Probably could use some depth on the offensive line over yet another corner. But I'll take Jaire, that's for sure.
I think Zadarius Smith still. I still want to see this guy with the full roster.
Yep.
That I believe that he's still got some tread on the tires. And I loved him. I loved how he loved being here. There's just something about him that he's a bright light. I hope they sign him.
I don't think there's any doubt that they're going to.
I hope you're right.
I feel pretty confident that they're not going to. I feel more confident that Zadarius Smith is going to be on this team than Alex Anzalone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's saying something.
Well, I just think, look, and it's no fault of anybody's. If you're Alex Anzalone, your earning years are very few right now. Yeah. You have got to get your money as quickly and as much as you can right now. You don't have – this might be your you have no idea what each year brings in the NFL. It could be a one-year deal. You've got to maximize your earnings at this level of your NFL life.
I'm pretty sure that they've been in complete – constant contact with him. I believe that they're not letting him hang out there, hang in the wind. I'm sure that they're on it. This is like a family type team, but you know what? It's just business. That's all it is, Sonny. It's just business.
Ryan, did you say that you think it's more likely for Zadarius to get signed this year than it is for us to extend Anzalone?
It's more likely that Zadarius Smith will be a Detroit Lion and Alex Anzalone will not be.
You mean in 2026?
2025.
Oh, you don't think Anzalone, even if he doesn't get an extension, that he'll be suited up?
I don't think so.
I don't think that he would hold out. That's an interesting word for the chat, though, because for me, I think that it's more likely that Za'Darius will be on this team this year than Anzalone will be next year.
I think in 2025. I think Anzalone wants to get paid.
Wow.
And I think it could be a situation like a Trey Hendrickson where, you know what, you're just not going to play without a new contract.
That sure would be a culture shock for this strong culture team.
Again, it's not about culture. It's about doing what you've got to do financially for yourself.
But we haven't seen any of that dissension, if you will, from anybody since these guys came in. And I've been warning Lions fans, this year and the next offseason, we're going into an era with this new regime that we've never experienced before, having to keep the guys that they drafted and developed and really being up against the salary cap for the first time.
Hey, it could be totally wrong, but it's right now I feel more confident that they're just not going to get a deal done with Anzalone.
That's a hot take.
Stephen Baffy threw something in. He wants a card there, buddy. He says, correction, Alexander will sign in division for revenge. So he thinks Jaire Alexander will either be a Viking.
That's what happens with a lot
of
those
he'll be a bear,
guys,
or
right?
he'll be a lion.
Especially in the NFC North. They love to stay back and give it to their old team, man.
No doubt about it, man.
Pause.
Hey, I want to get a little NBA in here.
Got to.
Last night was a dud. No, I got one more break. Come back.
A dud?
Last night was a dud.
I knew it. I knew the bet.